Why don't people accomplish their goals? Why aren't they experiencing the growth that they really want and desire? What is it that prevents you from becoming everything that you hope to be? I've been coaching people for almost a decade now. I've been working with organizations of all different shapes and sizes for nearly 10 years. And there's a couple reasons why people won't grow, why organizations won't hit their goals. And I think it comes down to really four things. First, you haven't identified a realistic goal, or even just a goal period. A lot of people will say things like, I need to lose weight. I need to get healthy. I want to grow my business. I want to have a better relationship with my spouse or with my kids. I want more money in the bank. Those aren't goals. Those are wishes and thoughts. A goal is something that is clearly defined. You want to lose weight? How much weight? What kind of body composition do you want? You want to be healthy. Well, what does that mean? Does that mean you want to identify certain macros you want to hit every day? Does it mean you want to have a certain level of activity in your life every day? You want a better relationship with your spouse. Does that mean that you need to have a plan for communication? A set amount of communication every day? You want a better relationship with your children, your grandchildren. But what does that look like? Identify clearly what it is you're looking for. Your business. What is it you actually want to accomplish? You want to increase revenue? By how much? You want to increase your customer base? You want to reduce your waste in your activities and production? Clearly define it. So again, most people do not identify what they are actually trying to accomplish. That's the first problem. Second is most people don't have a why. Your why is your emotional jet fuel to keep you going through the process. So yes, some people, they just don't identify what it is that they want to accomplish, but then they don't identify their why. People are typically motivated by one or two things. First is what they can gain. Second is what they can lose. For example, if I lose 50 pounds of fat, I will be more attractive to others and therefore I can find my spouse. I've heard that. I experienced that in my own life. Maybe it's if I don't date my wife at least once per month, I could lose my wife. If I don't text my kid at least once a day with some type of engagement of in question or encouragement to them, I may not be able to communicate with them at all, and I don't want to lose that. If we don't increase our revenue by 10% and decrease our spending by 30%, we will be closed in 30 days. So you have to figure out your why. Why is it you want to lose 30 pounds? Why is it you want to establish a regular routine of communicating with your friend, your family member, whoever? You have to identify your why. Third, I think most people don't know how to accomplish those goals. You can have, as some authors would call, big, hairy, audacious goals, and I think those are goals to achieve. And then you begin to work backwards and find little goals in the process, little mile markers and milestones that tell you, I'm on the right path. But most people don't know how to get there. You want to go back to school and graduate with a college degree, but you're overworked, underpaid, you have a family, you have kids, you have obligations, and you have hobbies. How do you accomplish that? How do you go back to school and actually finish your degree? You want to lose your 40 pounds, your 20 pounds, whatever it is. Well, what's the right method? Is it increasing activity and working out 30 minutes a day? Is it downloading MyFitnessPal and tracking your macros through there and your calories? Is it by doing some type of plan like Weight Watchers? Or is it by a plan like Optavia and coaching? People really don't always know the best way forward. That's where I encourage you, find a coach and find someone who has either gone the way or who knows the way. It can point you in the right direction. So sometimes people don't have real goals. Sometimes they don't have a why, that emotional jet fuel to carry you through it. Sometimes you just can't figure out the pathway forward. But fourth, I think that this is a big factor. In John Maxwell's book, The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth, he talks about the law of the trade-off. The law of the trade-off says you have to give up to go up. Most people, they can find their what it is I want to accomplish. They can identify the why. They say, if I don't do this, this will happen, or if I do this, this good thing will happen. But then they begin to find the plan, the pathway forward, the how. And they look at it, and then they get to the law of the trade-off. And they go, if I pursue this, I'm going to have to give up that. And that's where it breaks down. Most people are not willing to sacrifice in the short term to gain that which they want in the long term. What if it took you 6 months to turn your business around, to stop how you're spending your revenue, that money you're bringing in, that income, and begin to reallocate those resources to drive business? So you're saying no in the short term to succeed in the long term, even 6 months. Some people won't do it. When it comes to health and weight loss, what if you could lose 15 pounds, 20 pounds, whatever your goal is, in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and you actually looked and felt like you've desired? Is it worth it to say no today and consistently in the days ahead to accomplish what it is you want to achieve? In your relationships, are you willing to say no to surfing on YouTube, to scrolling through Reels and through TikTok, so you can actively put down your phone, make the call, and look at somebody in the face over FaceTime or get together over coffee? The reality is, for you to accomplish your goals, you're going to have to give up in the short term to go up. That's the law of the trade-off. So I'm curious for you, which one is it that you're struggling with today? Is it identifying the goal? What is it you really want to accomplish? Is it your why? Why do you want to achieve this goal? Are you struggling with the how? How do I do it? So many options, not enough options for me. Or is it the law of the trade-off? Is it you're not willing to say no to say yes later? I would love for you to put your comments in the comment section below, and I'd like to interact with you and maybe help you find a pathway forward. You know, part of my journey is all the things we've talked about. Everything that I've highlighted as a story or an illustration or your thing are the things I struggled with. Back in 1999, I weighed 242 pounds and wore size 42 jeans. I had been fat my whole life. And finally, I was done. At the age of 18, I changed my goals. I figured out my why. I created a plan, and I began to say no to say yes to the body and life I really wanted. I was 29 years old, depressed, and I couldn't get off my couch. I knew I needed a reset, and I knew I had to go back to college to get things under my belt, to get my degrees, and then to pursue my goals. It was hard. I didn't want to do it, but I began to identify the specific what, the why, a better future, provision for my family, the how, a pathway that was practical for an adult learner, and then I began to say no to activities and friendships for a while so I could say yes to a brighter future, and I did. Turning around a business and revenue, I've done that. Paid off debt, we've done that. Turned around a marriage from a failure to a thriving relationship, to having kids that I love and communicate with daily. So I don't know whatever your goals are and what your struggles are, but I promise you, I've been there and I've done that. And I've worked through the process and I've helped others do the same. If you need help with your health, let me help you. If you need help with your relationships, I would love to walk alongside you. If you would love to turn around or strengthen or improve your organization, I've been there and done that as well. I would love to walk alongside you to help you achieve your goals, and become everything that you've been called to be. If you're not where you're at spiritually, there is no greater place to be than a place of spiritual health. Whatever it is, let's talk and let's find out what it is you want to accomplish, why you want to accomplish it, how to get there, and then how to say no in the short term to win in the long term.